All right, it's May 1st, time for another real estate market update. And today we're going to go outside. It's a beautiful day. It's a little bit windy, so hopefully that doesn't mess with the audio too much. But before I get started, I also wanted to mention that I'm going to be doing another series called, the Hot Towns. So that's going to be a separate video where I'm going to go into, specific towns that are just hot in Massachusetts right now. So stay tuned for that video. So now on to this video. In this video, we're going to talk about Massachusetts, we're going to talk about Rhode Island, we're going to talk about Florida, and then stay tuned for the end of the video, and that's when I'm going to focus on my hometown, which is going to be specific towns like Swansea, Somerset, Seekonk, Dighton, Rehoboth, Warren, Bristol, Barrington. I might have left one out, but that'll be at the end of the video. So we'll circle back and go back to some Massachusetts towns, even though I'm going to start with Massachusetts and move on, to Rhode Island and Florida, but we're going to jump back again and cover my hometown at the end. So let's get started. Massachusetts, what's been going on the last 30 days? And boy, I'll tell you, the real estate market, it is heating up. So, I'm seeing these numbers all across the board for Massachusetts in the last 30 days. The average sales price, $757,000. Average list price, $743,000. So homes in Massachusetts on average are going 3% over asking. So you're seeing a lot more over asking, as you're going to see throughout this video. So average days on market, 39 days on market. What's been going on in Bristol County? Very similar. They're going 2% over asking. Right now, average sales price in Bristol County, $508,000. Average list price, $502,000. Average days on market, 40 days on market on average. And what's been going on in Rhode Island? So Rhode Island, average sales price, $526,000. Average days on market, 38. So what's been going on in Florida? We've also seen a little bit of a rise down in Florida. So the average sales price right now is $453,000. The average days on market have come down a little bit also, down to 46 days on market. But you're still not getting what you're asking on average in Florida. About 1.2% below asking is the average in Florida. And then also in Florida, I just wanted to talk about one city, and that's Orlando. And because it's only one city, I just figured I'd throw it in here with Florida. But the average sales price in Orlando, $430,000. But what I saw in Orlando was that the days on market, was significantly lower than the rest of Florida. It was only 35 days on market. And you're talking about 1,964 listings for residential sales in Orlando. Also in this video, I just wanted to touch base on the investors. So let's take a look at what the multifamily homes have been doing. So in Massachusetts, for multifamily homes, the average sales price was $649,000. The average list price, $652,000. So it's going about 1% over asking, for multifamily homes in Massachusetts. And the average days on market is 44. And in Massachusetts, there was 299 multifamily homes that sold in the past 30 days. As far as Bristol County goes, average sales price, $522,000 for multifamily homes. Average list price, $519,000. So again, just like Massachusetts, they're going over asking at the same ratio, about 1% over asking for the multifamilies in Bristol County. And average days on market for Bristol County, 36 days on market. And there were 49 multifamily homes that were sold in Bristol County the last 30 days. As far as Rhode Island goes for multifamily properties, and the way that they define it on the reports is just 2 to 4 units. So nothing over 4 units, just 2 to 4 units for multifamily. And their average sales price was $486,000, and that was based on 227 properties. All right, now let's take a look at my hometown. So we're going to start with my actual hometown, Swansea. So Swansea, the average sales price was $478,000. Average list price, $477,000. So they're going about 1% below asking in Swansea. Average days on market, 59 days on market, which is kind of high. And, we're talking about 13 different properties in Swansea. Couple things I wanted to notate though, is we did have some that were over asking. So there was one home that sold in the $450,000 to $499,000 range that went 5% over asking. Then there were 3 homes that sold in the $500,000 to $599,000 range, and they went on average 3% over asking. You know, so there are some homes that are going over asking, but when you average out the numbers, you know, it's 1% below asking for Swansea. All right, let's talk about Seekonk. So Seekonk, the average sales price, $598,000. The average list price, $594,000. So in Seekonk, homes are going about 1% on average over asking. And we're talking about 7 properties, so less properties in Seekonk that sold. Average days on market is high also, 60 days on average, you know, on the market in Seekonk. Now let's talk about Somerset. And Somerset, they made the Hot Towns list. So make sure you check out that Hot Towns video that's going to come out in conjunction with this video, because Somerset made that list. Because Somerset on average went 5% over asking. So the average sales price in Somerset was $401,000. The average list price, $382,000. And that was based on 11 homes. But the average days on market in Somerset, 19 days. That's it. Only 19 days on market. So homes are selling really fast in Somerset. The average days before someone puts an offer in is only 9 days. So, you know, a lot of great numbers in Somerset. Let's look at just some of the particulars. So from 300,000 all the way to 599,000, you know, the average was all above asking for the average. So the one that really stood out, it was only one home though, but from 300 to 349,000, that range, there was one home that went 13% over asking. So, you know, it went for 310,000. They were only asking 275,000. But if you just look, you know, all those other ranges, the $350,000 to $399,000 range, 5% over asking. That was 3 homes. Then 400 to 449,000 was 4 homes, and the average was 6% over asking in that range. You know, and then if you just go up 450 to 499, 3% over asking, 500 to 599, 2% over asking. So like I said, 5% on average in Somerset for 11 homes. So, you know, it's not a ton of homes, but, you know, a decent amount of homes, 5% over asking. Somerset, definitely the hottest town, you know, in my hometown area. Now let's dive into Rehoboth. So Rehoboth, you know, they're about 1% below asking. So their average sales price was $560,000. Their average list price was $560,000. But when you have calculated it all out, it just came out to 1% below asking based on probably the hundreds or whatever it is. But it was probably really close. So I'd say probably, even though it says, you know, 1% below, it's very close to being equal. The average days on market, 35 days. And this is only based on 7 homes, but still 7 homes. You know, there was 2 in the $500,000 to $599,000 range. That, you know, if you average those out, it was 5% over asking in that range. So those 2 individual homes, one was sold at $516,000, and it was on the market for $481,000. So that was, you know, pretty high over asking. And then the other home was listed at $499,000, and they ended up selling it for $510,000. So, you know, there was one home that kind of brought down the number a little bit. So if you look, there was one home that was listed at $255,000, and it sold for $215,000. You know, so that was 16% below asking. So that kind of pulled down a little bit of the numbers. But, you know, everything's averaged out. Like I said, it's about even. It says 1% below, but it's pretty much, you know, you get what you're asking for, you know, in Rehoboth. Now, what about Dighton? Dighton, very similar to Rehoboth. Right now, you're getting about what you're asking for in Dighton. So the average sales price, $526,000. Average list price, $529,000. And that was based on 4 homes. But one thing I did notice there is, you know, average days on market were pretty high. 53 days on the market in Dighton. All right, now let's cross over the border. Let's take a look at some of the Rhode Island towns in my hometown. So we got Warren, Rhode Island. You know, they had 11 homes that sold last month, and the average sales price there was $440,000. Then we'll jump over to Bristol. Bristol had 18 homes that sold. Average sales price in Bristol, $585,000. Then lastly, we'll jump over to Barrington. Barrington had 31 homes that sold, and the average sales price in Barrington was $749,000. All right, that's it. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next month. We'll be doing another market update in June. Also, stay tuned. Make sure you watch that Hot Towns video. That's going to be coming out, you know, soon after this video. You know, I'm actually going to film it right after this video, so I'll be wearing the same thing. But it's going to be, you know, I just want to make it its own video so you can just focus on the Hot Towns. All right, have a great day. Take care. Enjoy the warm weather.